Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure having you on the morning news on Vision Card. On what is making news today, the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reforms, Joseph Lee, will from today, as from 11 o'clock, install the newly Secretary General Office Ministry. And away from that, we take you to Limbe. That was yesterday, as you see on your screens, where heavy rains continue to hit the town of Limbe after yesterday's inundation, destroying houses and properties. Though the situation is said to be back to normal, it is reported that some 6 people lost their lives. From Limbe in the southwest region, we now take you to Douala in the littoral region, still to talk about floods, where floods at the Makepe, Misoke, Kam, Yabasi and Gange will soon be an issue of the past. This is as the Douala City Council is embarking on projects to construct good drainage systems. Ekobo Jemia with the rest of the story.
Heavy downpours of rains in Douala has rendered many families homeless, with homes inundated with water and streets transformed into streams. Neighborhoods often hit by the heavy rains is Makepe, Misoke, Ngange, Kanyabasi, where, according to experts, the rapid urbanization coupled with inadequate city policies, people building in risk areas, and the occupation of water belts are to be blamed for such floods. In order to salvage the situation, the Douala City Council for the past months have embarked on constructing drainages around the city, a project which is already bearing fruits in the neighborhoods, such as Makepe, where inhabitants have been spared of floods, though the heavy rains recently.
No water, no the internal plenty. Me that is go for dry oil. I don't ask for that big man for that drain. Don't tell me say down all connection. We go make all connection. That last be water no enter again for us for here.
Though the construction of drainage systems in Douala, the problem of floods would only be solved if and only if the city dwellers change their habits of throwing household refuse and plastic bottles into water courses. Also, maintaining water drainage systems by cleaning them up and sensitizing the population against throwing dirt into water courses can be a way out to floodings.
On our health page, 109 cases of cholera have been recorded nationwide in Cameroon, with 5 deaths reported. Cameroon's Minister of Public Health, Andrew Mamafuda, yesterday visited some centers provided by the government to check the spread of the disease. Irene Mekoncho.
This is the Biamasi District Hospital in Yaoundé, one of those the Minister of Public Health, Andrew Mamafuda, and the governor for the Central Region, Nasiri Paul Bia, and their entourage visited this Tuesday to confirm the preparedness to handle cholera cases already detected in the region. Signboards carrying messages of sensitization, special reception units, observation centers, and special hospitalization wash kits are some of the visible preparedness measures already put in place to ensure that patients and their caretakers are safe.
Of main health facilities where we will appreciate the organization concerning the manner you receive, the different health facility will receive the case suspect of cholera.
The Biamasi District Hospital, that is currently hosting 5 suspect cases, was not the only center visited by the Minister of Public Health and his entourage. At the Shantabia Mother and Child Center, the special reception chain is equally equipped with technical staff and medication ready. The lone patient at this center, 13-year-old Frank, and a student of Senkiem, is responding positively to treatment since his arrival 1 week ago. At the emergency center of Mesa, the chain is equally ready with all medical kits put in place in case any situation arises. And for the Jamal Hospital, where 1 dead case has been registered and 1 treated, they are equally very ready and prepared with every material and reception chain put in place. The Minister of Public Health, Andrew Mamafuda, however, called on the population that the preventive measures taken by the hospitals are not enough and that they need to put extra effort to be safe with their families from the disease. So far, 108 cases has been registered in the entire country, with 9 deaths recorded in the north and the central regions. The littoral region is said to have 5 suspect cases with no confirmation yet.
From health, we now talk politics. The media is at the center of the presidential elections to come up on the 7th of October 2018. The media keeps the population informed on the various surroundings in prelude to the voting day. Our reporter Prince Moditanda now took interest on the activities on online media organs.
Online media organs have also been at the heart of the presidential elections in Cameroon. Just like the traditional media, they deploy reporters on the field to get first-hand information.
First of all, we have a permanent reporter at Elekam for Journal du Cameroun. Journal du Cameroun is both English and French. So we have a permanent reporter for Journal du Cameroun at Elekam that tells us anything that goes at Elekam. You see, with depositing of files, we have every person, every candidate that went in to deposit the file. Our reporter there already has like heads up and files any reports into the newsroom, tells the newsroom that this candidate is going to deposit.
To give their websites more credibility and distinguish online journalism from haphazard social media publications and fake news, they put measures in place for effective fact checking.
What we do is we don't just copy information from the sites. What we see, even on CRTV, even on other news media, we make sure that the information that we see, we should be able to check and double check if it is true. We have reporters that we send on the field. We have a telephone line system that we call. We have sources that we call to find out, is this information true? What's your say? This is what we have seen. What do you have to say about it before we publish?
Though others take these measures to guarantee credibility and responsibility in reporting, it is not the case with some. At the moment, some sites have already published lists of candidates retained by Elekam to compete for the upcoming presidentials. Meanwhile, the list is expected on August 7. However, fighting against fake news within the online media space remains a hard nut to crack as preparations ahead of the October 7 presidential elections in Cameroon gain steam.
Delegates from some 14 African countries are brainstorming on strategies to curb professional risk and ensure the health of workers in the agroforestry sector. A workshop on these stakes and challenges and perspectives as concerned risk management was opened yesterday in Yaoundé in a ceremony chaired by the Secretary General at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, as Shu Emmanuel tells us in the following reports.
The health and security professionals, employers, workers and representatives of firms, including all other actors in the agroforestry sector from some 14 African countries, converged on Yaoundé to brainstorm on the stakes, challenges and perspectives of strategizing on disease prevention at the workplace, not undermining the management of occupational risk.
This workshop is to first of all, to settle up the situation in this area and to recommend the measures to prevent accidents and illnesses in professional illnesses in agriculture and forestry.
The workshop with spearheading organizational skills from the National Social Insurance of Cameroon is expected to eradicate ignorance on the use of chemical products, promote decent work in the agriculture and forestry milieu, and heighten the knowledge of participants on the application and respect of social insurance norms to better the conditions of workers.
They need personal protection equipment. They need some kind of information on the chemicals they use. You know that chemicals are very dangerous if you use it in dissolve of the we can cause very dangerous accidents and illnesses.
The 3-day international workshop, already at the second edition, falls in line with the objectives of the Cameroonian government to ensure proper management of risk at job site while responding to people's health needs. Reason why the Secretary General at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, while opening the workshop, enjoined all delegates from some 14 African countries to remain focused, resolve health and risk problems at job site in the African continent.
Now let's talk education. The results of the General Certificate of Education, the GCE Advanced and Ordinary levels, were released yesterday by the Cameroon government, or by the GCE board. The results this year show an overall improvement as compared to last year. The ordinary level, or the advanced level, recording 62.1% compared to 35% last year, and the ordinary level recording a 50% success rate as opposed to 25% last year. Our Southwest correspondent Marilyn Gua with the atmosphere of Boya yesterday.
Since yesterday, when the Cameroon GC board released the 2018 results, candidates find it difficult to access their results. Till this morning, under the heavy rains with tension, candidates rallied in front of the GC board in Boya to see if any positive reaction can be gotten from the board. Yet, nothing. Candidates have even rubbished information from the Ministry of Secondary Education, stating that they can get their results from the ministry's website and their various centers. They say the website has not been updated with the GC 2018 results, and most of their centers are as blank as they are as far as the results are concerned. Talking to some authorities of the Cameroon GC board, they declared that, being a new team, they are faced with some challenges which they are working on to ensure such difficulties are not repeated next year. However, some overall results were given for the year 2018. At the GC ordinary levels general, 78,579 candidates registered, 77,777 candidates sat, 38,947 candidates passed, giving a percentage pass of 50.08%, as against 23.97 percentage pass in the year 2017, thus a 26.10% difference. For the advanced level general, 40,192 candidates registered, 39,371 students sat, 26,538 passed, giving a percentage of 67.40%, with a difference of 22.16% from 2017, which was at 45.25%. Ordinary levels technical, 5,353 registered, 5,166 sat, 3,048 passed, with a percentage of 59.00 against 00% of last year, making a percentage difference of 59%. For the advanced level technical, 5,102 students registered, 5,005 students sat, 3,725 passed, with a percentage of 74.43% against 00% of last year, thus a percentage difference of 74.43%.
Report on GCE results by Marilyn Gua now takes us out of Cameroon to Kenya, where the residents in Nairobi's largest slum say they were given just a 2 weeks notice before their homes were being demolished. Loveline NJ tells us more.
About 30,000 people have been left homeless following the demolition in a Kenyan slum intended to make way for the new dual carriageway in the capital, Nairobi. Bulldozers moved in at dawn as residents watch helplessly from the sidelines. Defending Amnesty International's condemnation, government says the residents were illegally occupying the area. Some of the homeless residents sat beside their belongings crying. According to a local newspaper report, 2 primary schools and a children's home were among the buildings demolished.
In this newscast, with this brief in sports, the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, Ismail Bidumpat, will today meet with the central and decentralized services of his ministry and heads of sports clubs in the country. The meeting is aimed at discussing on methods in ameliorating sporting activities in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, that was how we saw it on the morning news on Vision Card. Stay tuned for more interesting programs. I will be back tomorrow, God willing.